Hey, good morning, guys. Welcome to the next episode of How Did He Do That? What do we got here? 3D print of something special. We're going to do this in shorts this time. And what do you guys think this is for? Something we've been needing to do and I hadn't got around to doing yet? Post your guesses below. Alright guys, so I'm looking at the way this drive shaft fits into this cup. You see how it's buried so deep? And it's right on the edge of that cup at maximum compression. Not so bad at maximum droop, but definitely at maximum compression. So I think I'm going to shorten this drive shaft 1 millimeter to start off with. So I took some measurements and drew us up a rendition. This part's going to be 1 millimeter shorter, but I think just from the shape of the head that goes into the wheel, you guys can tell what it's going to be. You can probably look up there at the top of the screen too. Anyway, we're going to print this sucker out and let's see if it fits like I want it to. Alright, so we got it over into the bamboo slicer and check out this crazy support it made. I don't know, we'll see how it turns out. I mean, looks pretty cool. Alright y'all, we're on the bench and I got my first print done. Some of y'all guessed right. It's going to be for the X and the XR series cars. Y'all excuse my pin there. I just hacked off a piece of 4 millimeter stock that we make hinge pins out of and pressed it into my dog bone, or CVD rather. Anyway, we're looking good on clearance. I actually can see a little bit more clearance in there. Maybe we can get that thing a little beefier before we contact that shock. And here's what I was talking about in the other video. I'm going to try to compress this thing. Compress it with one hand. Easier said than done. Oh, let's see. Okay, now, I don't know if you guys can see it. I'm trying to get you way in there, but I'm at maximum compression, and you see how it's not touching the drive cup? That's why I dropped that 1 millimeter. So, this is going to be the first draft. I'm going to go ahead and make this thing a little bit bigger in diameter, because since we're there, why not? Stay tuned. How about that? 10 millimeter clears the shocks. Sexy. Let me know which one y'all want, 8 millimeter or 10 millimeter in the comments. Alright fellas, as I was doing the video, I realized that the X series doesn't have the big wide axle. The XR series does have the wide max kit. So I made a 10 millimeter axle for that one. We got clearance. I shortened it up a millimeter and we got clearance on the cup. And we got just a little bit of clearance to the spring. And it looks good. That's a big fat monster M2C axle. I think we're ready to rock and roll. Let's hear about it in the comments. Alright fellas, so today we're programming the part in Mastercam. Alright, and we tell Mastercam how we want to machine the part using these processes over here. So it's kind of hard to see inside the screw machine, so what we're going to do is a simulation. I do a simulation anyway, because if something's not right with the part, or the program rather, then it'll let me know here. But this is how we're going to machine the part. We're going to face it off, and then we're going to turn this front part, right, just enough so that we can get in there and do the machining with the mill tools that we're going to do. So we're going to cross drill our CVD slot, right? And then we're going to drill our through hole. Now we're going to go through and we're going to rough out our CVD slot. And then we'll come in and finish it. Pretty neat, huh? So now we're going to come in and turn back a little bit more before we rough the middle. All right, now we're going to rough the middle. Come in and grab the end. We're going to do the other ball at the end, and then we'll come in, drill and tap our cross holes, and drill the hole for the pin. Now, if something was wrong with the part, it would tell me, oh, you crashed, or oh, we're gonna encounter material here, or what have you. But that's the next step in the process. Pretty neat, huh? Now we gotta see if it actually works in real life. Hey, good morning guys. We're out in the shop. We got the machine fired up. Now this is my SR38 Type B. Big badass. Alright, so we just set the tool 32, that's going to drill a cross hole in this thing. And I wanted to show you guys what the inside of this machine looks like. You see, this is the sub spindle. Alright, once we're done machining the material that's fed in from that bar feeder, we'll put a 12-foot bar right there, and then the head of the machine is back here. Now the material is actually chucked here, okay? It's coming through the back and it's chucked here, and then it goes through this guide bushing, which is exactly the size of the material. You can adjust it a few thousandths. It's exactly the size of the material, and it just guides the material in and out. That way we don't have to move the tool like a lathe, because we move the material in and out to the tools, okay? We'll cover lathes later, but on this machine we move the material in and out and bring the material to the tool. Okay, so, and this is the backside tools here. Okay, and these are the tools we machine on the sub spindle with. Because what we do is we go in here and we do all the machining on the part, and then we'll stick the part out, we'll grab it with this sub spindle, we'll cut it off, and then we'll come over here with the sub spindle and bring the material to the tools and machine on the back side. Then we'll spit it out into this little pocket. It'll go in here, run down this little belt system, and drop into this bucket. We don't do that on drive shafts. So anyway, I'll show you a little bit of the machine motion. You see these big coolant lines here? These things I'm going to show you later on another video, how these things are going to be flooding this thing with so much oil. See, we don't use coolant in these like we do on the mills. We use oil. So I got this thing ready to move around a little bit, and I kind of wanted to show you guys. We're going to come over here to the controller. We're going to hit cycle start, and then it's going to bring it up to tool 1. And you see, it knows where all these tools are, so it'll kind of move around and move each side out of the way so that nothing will hit on the way. Alright, we're going to continue on with another video. This one's already long. Let's do it. Hey, what's happening guys? Avery Looper here at M2C Racing. We're back out in the shop today. I wanted to shoot another video with the big boy right here because I didn't like the one I did yesterday, but that's the reality of what you did. Come on in and let's get this material started. Alright, here's our control panel. Lots of buttons and lights and stuff, but basically all it's doing is showing the program that I showed you. This is head 1 and this is head 2. And it puts little stops in here. These are like weight codes that run in the program. And it'll say, okay, head 2, you wait on head 1. That's what that is. Okay, and then it's going to say head 1, okay, head 2, now you can go. And then it'll go back and forth down the part. And you'll see how head 1 and head 2 work together in this video. First thing we're going to do is we're going to cut the part off. We're going to establish the zero of the part. So let's look inside the machine. We're going to do this with the window on, because I'm pretty sure that it won't do the cutoff sequence without cooling. But I got a special surprise for you guys, because you see that material right there? That's brass. And we can run brass without cooling. But I am going to have some WD-40 in my hand. Try not to scrap my tools. And you see how far out it is? You can see how far out it is because the machine automatically knows to take that cut from the maximum diameter the machine will hold. That's a routine that's in the machine to keep you safe. Okay, now we have set 0. And we're gonna open the door. We're gonna put in the setup key. I got my daughter over here, shout out to Kalia. She's over here filming for me because you can't do all this one-handed. Alright, I got my WD-40 because there's going to be parts of this thing probably going to spray me with hot chips, and I don't want to burn up no tools, so I'm going to squirt it with WD-40 if I think it's getting busy on me. So I want you to focus right here, and let's do this thing. Yeehaw! Alright, checks the material, bases it off. Now we're going to do the first ball. Oh, that looks neat, huh? Oh, yeah. Now we're finishing. All right, here's where the neat stuff comes in. See, that's that head I was telling you about yesterday. Get in there so you can see it. Gonna do a little spot drill on both sides. Now watch how this thing drills. How neat is that? Just notice how they drill that angled hole internally in the machine doing the calculations so that it doesn't break the drill coming in crooked. How cool is that? I don't think I'm going to need that. This thing looks pretty good. I'm going to see my smoke. Now we're coming in and drilling the side hole. Now we're doing the new MP2 axles right here, just so you guys got kind of a frame of reference. Start drilling the hole. Now you are focused right on that chip, and we got a good view, right? That's the hole for your CVD pin. Now here's the slot for your CVD. We're flipping it out. Now we're finishing it. I'm over here with my finger on the button. In case anything goes wrong. Alright, here's where it's about to get crazy. Yeehaw! That's called pitch turning. Now we're going to come in and support it. And do it again. How awesome is that? Now we're turning the back ball. Reaming the hole that we pressed the pin into. Nice and slow. Goes just right. just enough so we can break it off. And that, fellas, is how we make a drive shaft. Check it out. Looks pretty neat and brass. Too bad it's too soft to use. Come on down to www.m2cracing.net. Check us out.